Okay, this is the most hardest broadcast that I ever had to do in the history of the country. But I want to apologize for it to be taking so long for me to do another broadcast because I had to get set up again my emergency phone, and my other phone broke on me. And I had to throw that away, and then I had other medical appointments that I had to run through, and part of it was I was supposed to have same-day surgery for the first part of Aspire, which was the airway exam, and that did not go through as planned because I live alone. That's right, because I don't have nobody to so-called watch over me because I was going to get conscious sedation, and the medical Uber was not acceptable, even though I would have been in there for like an hour or two of recovery before leaving, and it was unacceptable to them. So now I am, and then now mind you, I had waited a couple of weeks to get Aspire because I had a tough specialist appointment to get with the ID doctor. I could have gone on the 8th, but I was forced to keep the specialist because the specialist will make you wait forever. And when I finally got to the 22nd, it was a total disaster. I knew something was going to go wrong on that day. Oh boy. I knew that something was going to go wrong on that day. Because the first part of the day, well, usually when you have to fight traffic, they're usually a bad sign, but it wasn't this time. And then, so got there to the place on time. I remember checking in, and my appointment was supposed to be for 6 o'clock. And I told him that, hey, I was supposed to be there later because, it was unsafe, and I had to go out in the dark, and, the neighborhood was unsafe. But luckily I did made it there, thank God. But, so, it is 6 o'clock. Came and went. I guess they were playing Netflix because they were playing Family Feud channel, stuck on only showing winners of Fast Money and then showing the last round of Family Feud when there's like 3 or 4 rounds of Family Feud. But let's just say all hell broke loose even on Monday because I wasn't doing anything Monday, but fast forward to it, but let me backtrack that because, so when I found out that I had to reschedule, and then now I'm still waiting for my insurance to be able to transfer to the main hospital, Memorial Hermann Hospital over by me, and so that I could spend the night so people could watch me at least for 24 hours. And it's only an airway exam. So, no, you're not going to catch me saying that, because if I say, WCGW, if you know what I mean. No, you're not going to catch me saying that. No. But, and then on top of that, the GPS could not even get the Uber driver to find me. The same thing like that caused me a panic attack on Hear USA. They couldn't find me. They had to send 3 or 4 drivers to me. I had a panic attack. I almost had one the 22nd because they couldn't find me, and all because of their GPS wouldn't work. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Why in certain buildings, certain situations that they can't even find me? Why? But the first part, oh yeah, the first part I forgot. They almost dropped me off at a hotel. At a hotel. I'm like, what the hell's going on? All right, so here's the one that made it really worse. It made it really bad. And then that's the same week that I had PT appointment, and then the next week I had the kidney doctor, and it was like, this is atrocious. But here's when I knew that it was going to be a bad week. So Monday I didn't have anything. Monday, minding my own business, resting, because I knew I had a long day ahead of me. And Monday, before speaking to the second police chief of Big D Country, and then we heard Michael Jamal Warner had passed. The one who played Theo at the Cosby Show. I remembered watching the Cosby Show back in the 80s. I mean, that was like the hit sitcom that was on NBC. And I remember I got baptized around when the Cosby Show was on. I mean, that was my early childhood. That's when I remember getting baptized. Well, back at Good Neighbor Baptist Church, where I used to live at. And it is so real. It is so real that Michael Jamal Warner passed at drowning after, getting caught in the current over Costa Rica. That was really sad. And then when Bill Cosby got the call that Michael Jamal Warner had passed, it was like he said that it reminded him of when his real-life son was, I guess it was either hurt or killed in an accident. So it was like, it was sending him into deja vu. And that was the first loss of a beloved actor, Michael Jamal Warner. Yeah. So now, I don't know when did this happen, because I was in same-day surgery trying to get my procedure so I could get the Inspire. So now that's going to have to be pushed back, because I still don't know when the hell that's going to take place. I thought I was going to get an appointment early August. I don't even know when in that, because it still went in on my dumb insurance. And I don't know how long they're going to take to get that. I don't know how long. This is ridiculous. But, anywho. But, on top of that, while I was in, or either it could be while I was in, or while I was traveling to the St. Day Surgery Center, and having that debacle, I didn't find out about Ozzy Osbourne until I came back to the Second Palace. And now, the only song that I know from Ozzy Osbourne, and a song that everybody knows, it plays in different sporting events. They just played the rim part of Crazy Train. And he also had a reality show with his wife. And everybody knows the beginning when he said, "Sharon!" And he used to be with Black Sabbath. And so that's two people within the span of 2 days. Now, mind you, Wednesday, I only had a phone appointment, okay? Yeah, I only had a phone appointment with something to do with my therapy. I'm still, but that was a temporary therapy that I had. All right. Now, so we thought we was gonna have a break. Nope. Because on the 24th, okay, I was just getting ready to go to a follow-up of the infectious disease doctor when I was only told that I only had arthritis, and I was still trying to find out what the hell happened to me on March 10th. Why did I get sick? And now I'm thinking I will never find out, because maybe it's just bad luck. I don't go anywhere to be sick. I'm still stuck in the Second Palace. I don't go anywhere to be sick. Now I'm just trying to find out why. Now all of a sudden now I have a QC chronic kidney disease after my gallbladder removal, and then first it started off acute kidney disease, something like that. I've been has obstructive sleep apnea, but I'm trying to find the main reason why I felt pregnant on March the 10th when I got pain and all like that, and it was only supposed to be meant to me to feel. Really? So I wasn't supposed to tell anybody about my pain? Really? But anyway, so before I got the craziness of only having arthritis and never going to find out about this mystery illness that I had way back in March 10th, I didn't even leave the second palace. I didn't leave to go to the cab to find out that the mortal one, the house that WWE, he's the one that built WWE. He's the one that built professional wrestler and made it famous. Yeah, I know the Undertaker will say, I make you famous, but no. The immortal Hulk Hogan had passed right before I was supposed to go to the ID doctor. I had a physical therapy appointment on the next day, which was Friday, yesterday. I canceled that because I was like, no. Because how I found out, I was looking at Facebook, and that's how I found out. It was on Fox News that said, breaking news, Hulk Hogan has passed. I was just getting ready to go. Matter of fact, it was like a few hours before I got ready to go. And I had to be sad all throughout the trip where I gotta go. I had to be sad in the doctor's office. I canceled that PT. I said, no. It's bad enough we're in the middle of a heat wave. It's bad enough that we already had 2 deaths, and then sprung up, here comes what happened to Hulk Hogan. You know? They said they started in 1937, but under a different name. But 1979 started out as Hulk Hogan, and then back in the early 80s, he, let's just say he started Hulkamania running wild, and things took off from there. And SmackDown had WWE had an amazing package for him, which was so emotional. And they brought back the 10-bell salute where all of WWE that was there at SmackDown, and they brought in Jimmy Hart and some of the people that were Hulk Hogan's friends, and they was there standing, and then, paying homage, paying respect to the legendary Hulk Hogan. I grew up with Michael Jamal Warner and Hulk Hogan. I liked the song Crazy Train. Where's my childhood? Where's your childhood? If you also grew up with these greats, they're gone. And you might have known where you are when it happened. I remember where I was when I found out that Michael Jackson passed, before we found out that he got murdered. I was on the streets panhandling for money in New York City, across the street from Madison Square Garden. It was there when I was listening to the radio to comfort me. And next thing I know, the world seems to stop. And at the time when he was alive, my friend Tyrone, I called him and said, did you know what happened? Did you hear what happened? Michael Jackson died. I was panhandling on the streets of New York City, across the street from Madison Square Garden, when Michael Jackson died. I was here at the Second Palace, getting ready to go to a follow-up appointment with the ID doctor when Hulk Hogan passed. You may know where you was when Owen Hart passed tragically at Over the Edge. Back when it was in, ironically enough, at Kansas City. Again, I was watching. He invited me, which I did went to. He invited me to go to watch Over the Edge at his house, and we saw it. And then Jr. broke the news that Owen Hart had died, and that was so real. That was so real. Or what about Chris Benoit? But before we found out what he did, he did an hour-long tribute the next night after finding out what happened. This was supposed to be the time when Vince's character was supposed to be killed. So many deaths happened in wrestling. Now, I may not remember where I was, what happened when Eddie Guerrero passed, but that was also a notable death. But this one, Hulk Hogan, I didn't go anywhere. I wasn't at a friend's house. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't panhandling. No, I was getting ready to go to an appointment. A simple appointment. A simple doctor's appointment. And this week was just nothing but a scam. It was just nothing but a scam. Our childhood. First, Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theo of the Cosby Show. He also was a person who did the Bronco on the OJ movie. Then Ozzy Osbourne, the rock and roll superstar, and then the immortal Hulk Hogan. Matter of fact, also he appeared on 2 episodes of the A-Team. Mr. T was one of his friends. This has been a depressing, sad week that we are going through. And Big D Country, this world is boring without these trailblazers. I mean, it got so sad that it even touched President Trump and J.D. Vance. And I remember listening to Hulk Hogan's speech at the Republican convention. He gave a great, rousing speech at the Republican convention. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. And rest in peace, the immortal Hulk Hogan. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to have a moment of silence for Michael Jamal Warner, for Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. This is the Big D Zone. And with a broken heart, I say, this is the Big D Zone. Still Hulkamania. Brother.